Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Gervacio. In tonight's game plan, we'll huddle up with the Kapitanas from Katipunan, Alyssa, Valdez, Morado, and the latest inductee, Dani, Ravena, to talk about the Ateneo Lady Eagles.
And Jamie Malonzo takes flight in our Bida storylines. We'll break down the big wins of the Northport Batang Piers, San Miguel Beermen, and Rain or Shine Alaska Painters in this week's edition of PBA Rundown. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game.
Go Ateneo! One big fight. To be captain of any squad is both an honor and responsibility. Tonight, we have former Ateneo Eagles captain, the Phenom, Alyssa Valdez, Amazing, Morado, and the latest addition to the squad, the first libero to be team captain, Dani Ravena. Lai, Gia, Dani, welcome to the game.
Welcome, girls.
Hi.
All right, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. By the way, congratulate Z. It's her debut here on the game as co-host. Very proud, very honored, and that's why we brought all of the Ateneans here to make her feel at home. Pero, Lai, let's start with you first, talking about Ateneo. When you look back at your time, what is the fondest memory of being an Atenean?
I actually siguro can't remember it. It's been so long. Probably just going to the campus wearing something that, I mean, super comfy. I think yun yung isa sa mga things na masasabi ko na super proud Atenean din ako. Kasi, I mean, without judgments or without anything, you can go to school and really like be yourself lang talaga.
It was so long ago. Parang,
Anong year yun?
I don't know.
Parang kahapon lang naman.
Oo nga eh.
Wow.
Gia, ikaw naman. Gia, ikaw naman. What's your favorite memory of being Atenean?
I think for me, it's really getting to play in front of the crowd, in front of the whole volleyball community, especially the Ateneo community, because I was a part of that when I wasn't playing for Ateneo. But when the time came that I was able to play for the school and represent, that was surreal. As in, every time I walked onto the court, and then they play the drums, yun talaga, as in, nakakakilabot siya until ngayon.
Oh, that's very true. And you know what, Dani, you're actually part of Z's answer here, I'm sure, 100%. Because it's about the evolution of Ateneo volleyball. And Z, you know, you look at everything from your time to how it developed now. How did it change? How did the dynamic change? And how do you feel knowing that first libero captain is finally there, Dani Ravena?
Yeah, it's crazy. One crazy roller coaster ride, definitely. Nagsimula kami empty gyms, and it was just our parents and friends watching our games. And then up to my last year, we were playing in the Smart Araneta Coliseum and the MOA Arena. It was so surreal, grabe. And yun, talagang Trailblazers, libero captain, di ba?
That's
Who
true.
expected that?
That's
diba?
true.
Galing.
Alam mo, Dani, all your ates are here. So when you look at all your ates, ano yung legacy nila? Anong legacy nila para sa'yo? Gretchen says matanda na tayong lahat. But yes. Dani, anong legacy?
Feeling ko naman, you know, it was always a dream of mine to first play for Ateneo, and now to be able to lead the team is something different. But I feel like the legacy of an Atenean leader is putting others first. So, imagine nga and doing more than what's expected. So, I always keep that in mind, even off court. I try to make it a habit na parang I try my best and to excel in everything that I do. It can be the little things, be the big things. But, you know, everything that I do now, of course, the younger ones, sila yung tinitingnan nila ako. So, I have to be careful, of course, and I have to take full responsibility of my actions, which, you know, I grew up with amazing ates, amazing leaders as well, sila Ate Gia, Ate Lai, and of course, Ate and sila Ate Bayren. So I have a lot of examples na I can really follow, and hopefully I'll be able to make everyone proud naman.
Grabe, Dani. I mean, like you're talking as you know, age maturity beyond your years. Eh. Like when you hear someone like Dani who basically took up the cudgels after you to be the Queen Eagle out there. How does that make you feel knowing that yung legacy mo and the legacy of their other captains here continues through her.
Alam mo, batchmate ko lang si Dani eh. Hindi ko
Parang nga eh. Like, I like that, you're sporting a new look.
No, kidding aside, it's just so nice to see siguro young athletes lead on their own way. Like, kung iba-iba rin kasi yung generation namin. Syempre, iba na rin yung pag-handle namin sa mga teammates namin. And hopefully, yung mga natutunan din sa amin ni Dani, ma-apply niya rin and sana kahit pa paano makatulong pa rin sa pag-build niya ng team ngayon. So we're just really looking forward na makita namin ang first ever captain na libero in Ateneo. So yeah, good luck to the Ateneo Lady Eagles. And to Dani.
Of course, good luck to Dani and the rest of Ateneo Lady Eagles. But let's now try to figure out, all right, let's make the perfect Lady Eagle on the court. Now, Z has a bunch of questions for all of you. We're going to try and get the best parts of the games of former Lady Eagles and try to figure out what's the best one out there. Yung,
Fantasy
yeah,
ba to?
parang Frankenstein, no? Putting
Okay,
things
okay,
together.
okay.
Oh, so Z,
All right.
first question.
First, for Alyssa, the perfect Lady Eagle will have the floor defense of who? Ayan.
Syempre, kahit sabihin yung self ko, hindi talaga.
You can choose yourself, okay lang.
Denise Lazaro, of course.
Den
Okay,
Lazaro.
which part of her defense yung sa tingin mo napaka-crucial para napili mo siya?
Si Dan kasi is someone na very steady. Sa likod. You won't see her struggling whenever she defend the ball. So parang ikaw rin, you're gonna, hindi lang sa skills wise, but you can actually parang get confidence also from them when you're at the back kasi alam mong tutulungan ka niya and merong confident and very veteran na libero na may kasama ka. So yun naman yung gusto ko kay Den.
All right, for Gia naman, the perfect Lady Eagle will have the blocking of who?
Alyssa.
I want to see myself also, pero since I have to choose someone else. So, I'd have to say Maddie Madayag.
Maddie. All right. Why Maddie and what attributes does she have?
Maddie, I think her games back in Ateneo and now in Chocomucho, they're all a testament of how good she is in blocking. And honestly, even when we have to go up against her, I have to think of my best place to shake her off of my spikers. And that's how good she is, and that's how much respect we have for her also as, you know, a huge tower in front of the net. So, yeah, yun.
All right. So for the next one, see Dani, we actually asked her this question before the show. Then we said, okay, the perfect Lady Eagle will have the service of who? Akala niya, service for others. Like, helping other people.
Very
Wow,
Yes.
Very team captain. Oh.
Very team captain of Ateneo. That is the way.
All right. But service on the court. Dani, who's your pick?
Well, this time I can't say myself because I don't serve. So, syempre, yung top two choices ko would be of Carthagena and Atelay. But I'll go with Atelay now. Why? I think I played against her. Fortunately, one of my, pwede kong, yun, plus one ako doon kasi natalo namin sila Ate Gia. In Batangas. So I will always rush to that game. I know medyo may mga wrong calls, but at the end, ano naman nanalo. So, ayun, parang her service kasi is not just yung gano'ng kalakas, but also yung target niya and, precision and accuracy.
Wow.
Is there. When ako nagsiserve sa kanya before the game, binubulungan ko si Ate Lai, pwede, wag ako ate. I don't want to have a bad game, Ate Lai. Iba na lang talaga to. So binubulungan ko na. But of course, at the end, dalakasan niya pa rin talaga towards sa area ko. So it's okay. Sana mas gumaling pa ako mag-receive nun. So I'd go for Ate Lai.
All right. Now, since we have Z on the show also, Z, the perfect Lady Eagle will have the spike of who?
Well, I don't believe that there's such thing as perfect.
Oh my God. All right.
But inisip ko kasi sino-sino. Parang kailangan natin ng Alyssa Valdez.
Yeah.
Ng puso ni Charo Soriano.
Wow.
Tapos yung power
Yeah.
nung number 6? Joke lang. But okay, in all honesty, I choose Alyssa. Kasi
Okay.
talagang go-to clutch. Like, alam mo yan, parang when all else fails, play Alyssa na. Sa kanya na ibabato yung bola. Pag dikdikan, she has everybody's backs.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And the only Lasallian on this show today, I wish that never happens. That no one will have all those attributes at the same time. Pero that's a lot to talk about, and we're not done with these ladies just yet, because after the break, the Lady Eagle Kapitanas will huddle up and ask each other some juicy questions. Let's see who will be able to halikunu their way out of their own questions when the game returns. Welcome back to the game. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. More than a century ago, Jose Rizal was quoted to have said, "Is that the Ateneo? I spent many happy years there." Tonight, it's time to spice things up with our former Lady Eagle captains, as they will be asking questions to each other, and it could be about anything during their happy times in Katipunan. We still have Alyssa Valdez, Morado, Dani, Ravena, and of course my partner here for today, Gervacio. Now, we know that we're gonna ask each other questions, so basically I'm just here to moderate. And because Dani is so great at creating questions, she can host her own show, and she has hosted the show before. We'll let her go first. Dani, you can ask to any of your ates to give basically all of them thinking time to ask someone else.
Okay, sige.
Yeah.
I'll ask them first, right?
Go.
Sige.
Go.
So para you guys can prepare, I have a question for each of you. Of course, for Ate Lai. How do I lead? Siyempre, we're talking about captains here. How do I lead by example? I know, ikaw, sobrang yung determination mo from training to games, ibang klase. Naman kay Ate Z, off the court, how will I be able to balance my duties as a leader, to separate being an ate from a friend? Syempre, makulit rin ako, so sometimes hindi ko na to separate yung kakulitan ko. And then for Ate Gia, on the court, how do I manage everyone during stressful situations? I know you're such a great leader, both on and off the court, but inside the court, ibang klase. Yung composure talaga ni Ate Gia is on a different level. So, those are my questions for my athletes.
All right, let's go first to Z. Z, off the court, how will you be able to balance the duties as a leader? In other words, how do you have that work-life balance set up? Kasi until now, I don't know how to do it also.
I think I learned this from a fellow Atenean. Her name is Gretchen. Kailangan mo talagang i-lay down yung mga priorities and responsibilities mo. Lista mo. And then you list it by priority. And then you make sure you have to give time to each of it. Kahit ikaw yung team captain ng team, not necessarily na dapat wala ka ng oras sa sarili mo. Dapat you give time to yourself. Kasi pag naubos ka, ano yung mabibigay mo sa team mo. And outside the court, dun mo mabibuild yung culture ng team. Kaya very important that you're also a team captain inside and outside the court.
All right, wow. Can I just say, as soon as Z answered that, tumawa na lang si Gretch. Lai, how do you lead by example?
Oh, grabe. Everyone knows naman na I'm not the vocal type talaga of a leader. So, lagi lang nila ako not so much. Gia would know that. Pag narinig na nila ako nagsalita or magsasalita ako, magugulat talaga sila. So, they feel like medyo seryoso talaga yon. But at the end of the day, I think as a leader, you really have to respect each and every one. Iba-iba yung personalities, attitude ng lahat. But at the end of the day, I think one of the things na tutularan talaga nila yung guide nila is the team captain and the coaches. So dapat talaga yung pressure na you have to really walk the talk. If you're siguro sa mga kahit maliliit na bagay man yan, dapat responsible ka kasi yun din yung nakikita nila. So I guess you start from the little things, and then for sure from that you earn the respect also of your teammates, and then from there it will grow naman. So from yun, ganun lang. I think yun yung best way to lead the team also.
Dani, I hope you're taking notes, ha? All right, so Gia.
Hindi namin gaya ka na siya, the way she eats, the way she
Gia, the question for you was, how do you manage everyone during stressful situations inside the court?
I think number one, it really boils down to you trusting your teammates. Kasi you can't manage everything inside the court. Let's be real about that. There are things that you can control, there are things that you can't control. But if you trust your teammates enough that they will do the roles, that would be best. But at the same time, I want to share with you also in the context of you being a libero and a captain. When I was in my rookie year, one reason why I was very calm and composed as a setter was because my libero was Ateneo, and she was very good at managing the floor, and I knew I could just trust her and give her everything. I just had to think of where I wanted to set the ball. So that goes the same for you. If you want to lead your team, you start with the first ball, and being a libero, that's your responsibility, and I'm sure you can manage.
No pressure, Dani.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Okay, Gia, now the ball's in your court. So now you have an opportunity to ask Z anything you want. Anything under the sun about her time in Ateneo. Ayun.
Gia, relax lang. Wala tayong oras.
Hot seat. Ate Z, how do you think our connection would fare if I got the chance to be your setter?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Dang. Actually, I don't know. I think you're very, good head over your shoulders. So I think we can really work really well talaga. And wow, sige nga, one time, maging teammates.
Yes.
Try lang, or just, pick up game. Gretchen, kanina pa nangungulit si Gretch. Like, she wants to play again. Yeah, pa-experience nung set ni G. Amazing. Why not? It would be an honor.
There is so much going on right now. Off mic lang si Gretchen eh. But then they're coming up with a new team right now eh.
Yeah, watch out.
All right, Z, your chance now. You can ask Alyssa anything off
Okay.
script.
All right, I was kind of a bit jealous about this thing, but you experienced both Coach Roger Gorayev and Coach Tai Bondit. So I wanted to ask, what's one thing that you learned from Coach Roger that you were able, or that complemented what you learned from Coach Tai?
Oh my gosh. Hi, Coach
Okay ba?
Roger. Okay. It was an inside joke naman sa team din na we were used to call, I don't know, lemons, if you know what that means. But yeah, I think one thing I really learned from Coach Roger is to be tough. Physically, mentally, and syempre, emotionally dapat tough ka talaga.
Yes.
And I think yun yung isa sa mga things na nakatulong sa akin when we had to transition to Coach Tai. Kasi grabe, you really have to be tough. But yeah,
Everybody knows
that's
that.
why I'm just really thankful with that siguro combination of mentoring and coaching kasi it wouldn't be like this if not for Coach Roger and for Coach Tai.
All right. That's a lot of wisdom there. Pero Alyssa, now your chance to ask Gia anything you want.
Oh my gosh.
Simple lang kay Gian. Siguro, what made you the happiest in your stay in Ateneo?
Wow.
Maybe
Sa volleyball.
Sa volleyball.
That's simple.
Yeah.
It's a very deep question. No, I think ultimately, it's hard. What made me happy? I knew what I wanted. I really knew that I wanted to be in Ateneo. I was happy with what I was studying. I was happy with the people who I chose to be part of my circle. And at the end of the day, like what Ate Z mentioned earlier, I had my priorities list down talaga. That's what I followed and that's what I gave so much time and effort for. So even though things got hard, I knew everything was worth it, and that's what made me happy.
Wow.
And Miguel. Yeah.
And Miguel, of course, part of my circle.
Grabe, panslambok yan. All right, ladies, thank you very much for joining us. If you guys don't know who they are, that's Alyssa, Valdez, Gia Morado, and of course, Dani and Ravena joining us on the show tonight. Thank you again so much, and we hope to see you again soon. Now, when we return, Jamie Malonzo takes flight in our Bida storylines. We'll break down the big wins of the Northport Batang Pier, the San Miguel Beermen, and the Rain or Shine Elasta Painters in this week's edition of PBA Rundown. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. I'm Paulo De Rosario. As we are graced with another week of Filipino hoops, it's time for us to break down the Bida storylines in tonight's edition of PBA Rundown. Now, here to help us tonight with his top storylines, we have PBA Rush analyst Diego Dario. Diego, how are you doing?
Hi, Pao. Hi, Z. How are you guys?
We're good, we're good. It's nice to have you via Zoom, even though I'm used to you having you here beside me. But, you know, Z is actually maybe better company.
And I'm wearing blue also because I know
wow.
Z's hosting it. So
Galing,
I go
galing.
Ateneo.
Okay. Kahapon, UST ka. But okay.
Heart though.
Okay, for sure, 100%.
All right, Diego, first up, Northport defeated Blackwater and Terra Firma. Ano masasabi natin dyan?
Well, Northport, as we all know, they were out for that first week due to health and safety protocols. And in the PBA restart, they are on fire. 3-0 for them. They defeated Blackwater, Terra Firma, and also NLEX. And that's going to be under Coach Bonnie Tan. So 3-0 na si Coach Bonnie on handling Northport. So I think it's the fresh legs and timing of fatigue from the other teams. And their team is led by no other than Robert Bolick. He's the primary playmaker. His confidence is so high. He's shooting from way beyond the arc, and he just loves using that ball screen and setting up his teammates as well, averaging 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. And a lot of those assists are going to the rookie, Jamie Malonzo, and he was viral this past week for the PBA. He had one game where he had 5 highlight dunks, and the coaches are happy with what they're seeing. And we can see his confidence this past week, all the highlight reels, but also showing us that he can defend, rebound, and also shoot from the three-point land.
You know, right now, we're just gonna take some time, Diego, and just appreciate all the highlights that we were just watching. Kasi grabe talaga. All the dunks of Jamie Malonzo, I had the privilege to call that game, and then after the second dunk, I was just making sounds. As in like, wow, grabe talaga. But then looking at what Jamie Malonzo is doing, he's just more than just dunks, isn't he?
Yep, he could. We all knew that he was athletic. You know this, Pao. You're a LaSalle fan. He's been very athletic back in the UAAP, and it's just a matter of time that he's gonna do that in the PBA. But in his past games, you can see that he's actually, shooting a lot of three-pointers. He's confident with that, and he's helping on defense. He can guard smaller defenders. He can guard big guys as well, and he's averaging double-digit rebounds. So what can you ask for from a rookie?
Pare, can I just say, I am not a LaSalle fan. I am a LaSallian. Alright? There's a difference.
Given na rin yun.
Alright, so you have a third topic, and that is what, Z?
San Miguel defeating Ginebra talk and text.
Well, San Miguel, they're 2-1 this week. They beat the defending champions in Barangay Ginebra, and they gave the number 1 team their first loss. So it's a huge wins for the San Miguel team. The win against TNT and Ginebra, everything was going well for them. Everyone was hitting their shots, and that's what's scary about this team. When the talent and the depth of San Miguel all turn up in one game, that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna blow out teams. They will be very tough to beat, and that's what happened in those past 2 games. Now, talking about the players, one player has been the guy for them, and that is Terrence Romeo. Majority of the offense runs around him. It starts with him, and he makes other players better as well. And when it comes to the end game, fourth quarter, overtime, ball is in Terrence Romeo's hands. You can expect a lot of clutch baskets, and that's what we saw in that game, in their last game against Ginebra. 4-point play in that last game. And because of Terrence Romeo, a lot of players are doing well. Marshall Lassiter is averaging 19 points per game in the last 3 games, and CJ Perez almost 14 as well. So we're not seeing a lot of June Morrow. Maybe we could see that in the playoffs once he's in 100%.
Yeah.
All right, last up, rain or shine, beating Magnolia and San Miguel.
Ooh.
And look at that, rain or shine, giving San Miguel their only loss in this week. And we didn't expect that, of course. San Miguel is a powerhouse team. But rain or shine, 2-0 this week, beating top teams, Magnolia and San Miguel. They're still the top defensive team, and it's always a low-scoring ball game when they play. So they play great defense, they play tough defense all throughout the game, and you can see that they're very fearless under Coach Chris Gavina. No matter who they're up against, they fight and compete, and a lot of players have been stepping up for them. Of course, Mocon has been very consistent. Reynam Batak, even though he hasn't gotten his rhythm, he's still the closer for this Rain or Shine team. And Big Game James, he's back for Rain or Shine, and he actually produced well in their last 2 games. And their rookie, Santi Santillan, what a way to break out, beating top 2 teams. So the rookies, Coach Chris, have been very, he's been speaking highly of them. They're making the most out of the opportunity given to them. And we can expect Rain or Shine to continue to do the same thing and even going to the playoffs.
You know, JV Mocon, you mentioned it a while ago, is the guy, one of the guys who has really shined in this return. He leads in points, assists, rebounds, and steals. Only one to do that in the PBA for their own team. But I want to talk about James Yap a bit more because it feels like he's turning back the clock. How big of a factor do you think he is right now for this Rain or Shine team?
Well, of course, that's going to be another weapon for Rain or Shine. Talking about big game James Yap, we all know that he's coming from an injury, a knee injury, and Coach Chris has been kind of limiting his minutes, but slowly he's been giving him the opportunity to do the things that he can. He's been hitting 3-pointers. We all know that he can shoot, he can score, and it's just a matter of time since he's going to be 100% for this Rain or Shine team.
Jegs, thank you very much. We really appreciate you joining us here.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, that's time, and thank you for joining us, you guys. I'm Z Gervacio.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paulo De Rosario, and this has been The Game.